In Theta, the spur controls everything. The conversation is dominated by the spurg. Over the next 2 hours or however long they stay sober, you will lose intelligence. Enjoy Theta Thursday. Your hosts, Dawn and Rhea, Maffoon, and some shitty guests.
Well there, hello there. Welcome to this week's Theta Thursday. How's everyone doing tonight?
I'm all right.
Doing
Fine
good?
and dandy, like sour candy. How about yourself? Mm-hmm.
Doing all right. Kind of tired, but this week we have the wonderful people of Sundering, a beautiful corporation, a very, very old corporation in Goon Swarm, a fantastic corporation.
Speaking of old corporations, it is actually the oldest corporation in the current Goonswarm Federation. They are the first corp to ever join the Alliance.
Apparently,
And look at us now.
I know, right?
apparently it was Sundering was founded in 1973 in a bar room in Saigon. I'm sorry, I'm getting my movies mixed up.
So, for all of you that know me so well in my voice activation, how do you turn off the beeps at the beginning and end of you talking in Discord? I always have it on voice active.
Deal with it, Avon. Just deal with it.
Yeah,
I like the beeps, man. It gives you character.
I don't have beeps. So tonight we have obviously some guests with us. Some that you have seen many a time, because they are the Theta regulars. Sundering kind of half of it lives in Theta, which is nice. And then we do have some FCs here with us as well to talk about some more stuff. So this is going to be a combo show of Sundering information as well as shit talking, which is always a good time. So we'll start it off with the history of Sundering. Actually, no, the first thing we're going to start off with is CSM voting. If you're an Imperium, you know what to do. There is a state ballot. You're encouraged to exercise your free will to vote as the state tells you to.
We got links to that, Mifune, right?
I believe the links you can find in your pings, you can find them on the forums, you can find them in Jabber.
So do make sure you vote. I know I have already voted for all 4 of my Omega accounts. So I got that done because I didn't want to think about it later.
It's very important also, guys, remember to vote in order that the ballot is listed exactly how the state tells you. Do not fuck with it, please.
There's a handy dandy link, so you don't have to think that hard at all about it, which is nice.
We lost somebody already.
It's fine.
Back.
It's okay.
So, and then, so that's like first order business. We'll do a reminder at the end of the show, hopefully.
So you can vote. You can actually vote once per character. So if you multi-box your characters, you can always go. You can always go to your other characters and vote as well.
Is it one per character or one per account?
One per Omega account, but
okay.
One per account. So tonight we're going to start off with some Sundering stuff. We're going to mix it around a little bit just because we do have some fleet FC guests that I don't want to have them have to wait through the entire show because from what I hear, testicles might get a little spicy today. So we'll find out.
Are you sure they're going to get spicy today, Don? They haven't been spicy for a while.
I don't know.
I had this funny idea that how awesome would it be if when it came to CSM voting, everybody had to get into a shuttle and line up in freaking Jita
to get for the ballots.
Wait in line to get in.
No Melon votes and Eve, you got to show up to a voting poll center, and nobody can bring you liquid ozone if you run out.
I would just point out that we're actively
stop the steal.
We're actively fighting in a war. We can submit absentee ballots.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
So, Avon, you're in Sundering. How did you get in Sundering?
So I came over to Sundering when Y.Dot vacationed itself just because of lack of activity. A lot of us got folded over into Sundering. I followed a person over, and because that's who I was playing with at the time. That is a closed chapter, and now I'm having fun with all my Sundering friends.
What does Sundering mean to you?
So Sundering I came to because Theta in a nutshell is Sundering. We have our ups and our downs and our crazy. If anyone has dealt a lot with Theta Squad 2, a lot of them are Sundering. It was a good match for me because I find myself with times where boredom is key, and it seemed to be the group at the time where I could still do the things I want, which includes sitting there in Rorkells with Dawn, mining, or sitting in super carriers or Titans waiting to go save myself and or others like me.
It's safe to say that one is never bored in Sundering.
I mean, there are boring moments, let's be honest here. I mean, there is times where there's absolutely nothing going on, especially now that we've been relegated to a social platform rather than a fleet, but I've been taking that in stride, becoming the Sundering Reddit swarm director, and it is real.
Congratulations.
I don't know about real, but... So Keish, when are you joining Sundering?
I'm sadly to report I have to keep SStat going strong. So
okay. So
when are you guys merging Shadow State into Sundering?
For metrics, that would be an awesome idea.
Yeah, a lot of people.
One could wish, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Do we have like a corp diplomat that can figure that out?
No.
We used to.
Then it used to be Dawn, and then she
Yeah.
left us.
Then I banned you all. Yeah.
And then Mifune
Oh.
left us as well. Jesus.
Yeah. I feel like that was a net positive. No, I'm kidding.
Little,
Soon, I'm
little
sure he's
maniac.
gonna point me as the freaking
So-
Diplo.
Little maniac, you're the oldest Sunderino here.
Oh, here.
Yeah,
In general, really.
in general, yeah. So could you like maybe give us a little insight on the history and the background of Sundering and what it's all about and what it has been and
keep it short
any
if you
future
want to.
plans? No, I'll ramble for about 15 minutes. I got to get a coffee.
Oh, man.
You can just keep it short. How did Sundering get started?
Sundering got started back in when they were part of a alliance called Zenith Affinity, and we were friends with TCF and Wicked Creek. That's kind of the start there as a group of goofy dudes. I wasn't in Sundering at that time. I was in a different corp in the same alliance though. But they had a pretty good group of guys that liked to PvP, just like any other corp back then in this game. Like, you know, as people got more experience, they ended up going on to other alliances. And I mean, there's, you know, if a player's, you know, more than 10 years old in this game, there's a chance that they're probably in a corp with somebody that might have been in Zenith Affinity or Sundering from back then at some point. Like, you know, how people migrate through EVE. The TCF Zenith Affinity thing got kind of sour at one point, partly because guys like me were running the static plexes when we weren't supposed to. And we got
So
kind
you
of
were being bad.
we were being bad, but we were also, you know, doing a lot of the PvP. We were kind of protecting the free trade zone. I don't know if you guys remember them. That was like the original Chinese botting alliance in the game, or one of them. You know, free trade zone. All your rocks are belong to we. We are FTZ, but they, yeah. So we used to kind of harass those guys a little bit too after we left TCF. The alliance leader ended up making friends with goons. I guess they were old friends from like way back, like original NC days, like Razor Alliance, all those guys. And then, yeah, they became friends with goons. Goon Swarm kind of gave us a chance to take over some space for our own. We kicked out a Puppy Alliance, and I think it was one period. It was before period basis. What was that region? Esoteria. So we went into Esoteria. We kicked those guys out for a small alliance. The goons liked us. When the whole thing in Delve happened, and the first conqueror of Delve, when we came in and wiped everybody out with the goons, you know, we were just a little tiny alliance helping them out, but you know, we were there shooting pauses and cleaning up the region. Zaf ended up getting the like 1N YC like constellation there in period basis, the thing that like sticks out to the right in between the two
Mhm.
region gates.
Yeah. I don't know that one.
Yeah, and so we were down there for a while. I was in the Executor Corp of the Alliance, and I was in the Air Force at the time as well, and ended up going on deployment right after the big salve drop in Delve happened. So we, you know, we were evacuating our stuff after, you know, it looked like, you know, goons weren't going to be able to keep Delve, and there's no way our tiny alliance was going to be able to keep period basis, and we were not going to flip on our buddies. So, you know, we followed goons. I had to deploy. Came back from the deployment. Zaf had pretty much fallen apart, and Sundering had joined the solo Drakban alliance, or damage control, or whatever it was at the time. I forget the order. It was like damage control 2, or then I don't remember exactly how all that went down. I was gone, but they were in the solo Drakban alliance, and then that ended up, all those corps ended up forming the alliance we're currently in. Sundering wasn't, I don't know if they were the first corp, but they were one of the first like 3 or 4
I did
that.
check. I checked that land. Sundering is the first corp
Okay.
in
I thought there
Goonswarm
was
Federation, the current iteration of it.
Yeah, I thought there was like a few of them that came together, like Murchie
Amok
and
was
Sundering.
second.
Okay.
We beat them for like 2 seconds or
Yeah.
something. Great.
Yeah, so we went up to Declan, got, you know, I came back from deployment. The guys in Sundering were like, "Hey man, you're cool, you know, you're one of the guys from Zaf. You guys are all welcome here." So a bunch of us from the Edge Foundation ended up folding into Sundering. And yeah, that was, I don't even remember when that was, but that was a long time ago. When was it? You have Dotland?
When did
When they all formed in? Yeah, when they all
Which one?
when the new alliance was formed. I'm not in game.
It was 2000. I'll look it up. Hold on.
Okay. Well, whenever that was, it was a long time ago. But yeah, we all
When the alliance was formed.
We're gonna be so low on the list on Dotland because we don't have any space.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, we're pathetic. It's fine.
Yeah, but we hang out in Sundering. We were doing super capital builds in Declan back in the days of compressing ore with 425 railguns.
So the anniversary for Goons forming was on the 1st of this month in 2010. So June 1st, 2010 was when Goons, the current iteration Goons Swarm Federation was formed.
Okay, cool. Well, then that's when it was. Yeah, shortly after that, I came back from deployment and joined them, and I've been, pretty much with them the whole time. There was a time when I stopped playing Eve for a while and I got kicked, and ended up coming back a few years ago, and yeah, I mean we're here. Sundering is a pretty healthy corp. There's been a lot of people kept the torch alive, and there's, I'm proud of what the people before me did, the people that were doing the stuff, while I was on my hiatus from the game, winning the game, and the corp stayed alive. It's been healthy. We have good members. And my leadership in the corp, my number one rule is to be chill, like not take it too serious, like it's a fucking video game.
I was gonna say,
let's play it like a video game.
Some people may not realize, but Goonswarm's official motto and symbol is dudism from the Big Lebowski. So
not Goonswarm, you mean Sundering?
Whatever, yeah, tomato.
Yeah.
We're
Sundering,
number one.
Yeah, we love Big Lebowski and Sundering, at least the old guys. We should make that a requirement again. Everybody has to watch that.
Everyone has to watch it.
Or we need to do like a viewing, a Sundering Corp viewing.
Yeah, I'd do that. That'd be great,
I've
man.
never seen it.
Either have I, actually.
Yeah.
I thought we were.
What? You've never seen it, Don?
I've never seen it, and I'm somehow a sub-director in this corporation.
I was a full director, and I still haven't seen it.
The Big Lebowski is one of the greatest.
I've seen a lot of memes and stuff, but not the actual from start to finish movie.
I'm so embarrassed right now by you guys.
It's okay.
Like Greg could be taken out of the Big Lebowski right now.
Even in chat, Brisk is disappointed in both of you.
I'm sorry, Brisk. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, it's a cool corp. We also like to shoot each other. Like that's been a new thing that I've been trying to foster in Sundering is
shoot each other.
Yeah,
we had fun the other night, didn't we?
like corp PvP, corp stuff. Like
that's fine.
One of our first corp tournaments was Nicosis actually won I think one of the first ones.
He was a fucking good pilot too, man. He had the Punisher. He won with the Punisher, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
he did. Yeah,
I think it was me and him in the last round. And he killed me, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he won $1 billion ISK for that. But
I miss that guy, man.
Yeah, hopefully he comes back. So that's another thing. Like people come into Sundering, as long as they stay blue, we're cool with them, right? Like, we're not gonna try to stop you from moving around. I mean, Mifune here is a great example of that. He did really well in Sundering. We loved having him, and he's moved on to people that have more of a play style that he likes, and we welcome that, right? Like that's it's a video game. I'm not gonna be mad. I've messed with Mifune sometimes about it, but like it's not serious, right? Like it's same with you, Dawn, right? Like you're a good member of Sundering. We loved having you in the corp, but
I'm still Sundering at heart.
Yeah, but you're Theta leadership. You had more opportunities to grow in the alliance, and I'm not going to be mad at you for that. And same with anybody else in the corp.
Now the other thing that I want to do a little bragging right now, because I was there for most of these numbers. Remember we had our great AMOC buddies on. AMOC and Sundering kind of have a little friendly rivalry because we're about the same size and we have about the same participation levels when it comes to fleets. But guess who's been in the top 2 and 3 this entire war?
Sundering.
Nice.
Nice.
We may be small, but we are mighty. So But I was in there. We have some corps probably have these. I assume Keish, just because of you get. I don't know who the big numbers are, Pullers and Shadow State, but I know Looney and Greg, and who was the other one? There's one other guy. Koval. We're pulling like what 600 paps or something a month. It was ridiculous. High Brisk.
Hola, Brisk.
You don't even know.
I'm disappointed in you.
You don't even know.
Why?
Disappointed in you.
You don't even
Listen,
know.
why?
I mean, look.
We're getting there.
You're in Sundering, right? I mean, look.
We're getting there. Well,
You're in Sundering, right?
I'm in Sundering.
I'm in Sundering.
I think I'm still in Sundering.
Are you talking about the Big Lebowski thing, Brisk?
Yeah, I think everyone that's still in Sundering has seen it now. Now that Dawn and Mifune
No,
are both
Ryak hasn't.
Okay, so we gotta have a viewing party for Ryak.
Hold on. I need to apologize for the echo. My PC has been acting weird the past 3 days. There was no. There was an echo on stream because what happened was my browser refreshed the page for it, and it decided to unmute it, and then Brisk pops in, and I'm like, oh my god, what the hell?
Well, then they get to hear an echo of me, so it's okay. Mifune, does your computer also control the lights in your room? Is that why they're off?
They're blue.
They're blue. They're
colored.
on. They're on. Like I'll move the camera. They're at the brightest.
Are you in like the submarine conning tower? Are you like nervous? Like the power's gonna go out? And you're not gonna be able to see. So you gotta have. Like,
I could change it to red and make it like a submarine red alert.
Only during battles for that. I set my lights red during battles sometimes just to be a nerd.
Real quick, Vex, what corp are you in?
I'm in a little known corp that most people haven't heard of, unless you're like old to the game, which is Etny or Eternity.
Of course we know Etny.
Yeah, we know Etny. That's Saladin's corp, isn't it?
A lot of people have no idea. It's surprising and disappointing.
Saladin and Leo, like those are like
people ever over there.
We should have Saladin on the show. Would you think Saladin would come on?
Saladin's sleeping right now.
Well, that'd be more of a Theta show, like Theta describing Theta.
We're trying to get Saladin to merge Etny with us.
We could all play Gardic Phone live.
Oh no, we could not. We'd break every Twitch rule possible. Brisk, have you played Gardic Phone yet?
I have not.
You gotta play it with us.
Greg, he has to come play with us after the show's over.
Is it bad?
It's
good.
It is Pictionary telephone. So you goons get to write phrases and draw pictures. I want you to think where that's gonna lead.
That's just gonna be dicks the whole time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's close, but then
most of the time, and there's some very nice artwork with it, like the veins pop on some people's. I mean, it's really good.
I'll give you a hint, Brisk. Every time you see a drawing of a foot, it has something to do with me.
Yeah.
I'm drawn as a dude with a gray beard for some reason. I don't know.
Also, I was gonna yell at you because when you were taking that the picture of you laying back in the pool, I was like, Jesus Christ, he needed to get a pedicure before he did that.
I'm a man. I don't do that.
I
kill a pedicure with my knife. I do need to cut my toenails. That's kind of bad. I'll be honest.
Oh, that was great though. We already gave our
tiger
CSM
chooses
shout
toenails.
How's the CSM stuff going, Brisk? Are you finished campaigning, or are you in full fucking campaign mode?
Well, I wouldn't be here if I
year.
wasn't campaigning, right? I mean, I would be like sleeping or getting ready for Merc Stream, which I should be doing anyway. Or getting ready for the Meta Show on Saturday, which is going to be interesting because I still have no idea what the fuck we're going to talk about.
What are you talking? We're going to talk about it tonight, and you get stuff to talk about.
Did they ever come out with their big surprise that they?
No, that's tomorrow.
No, that's part of the fun.
That's
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
I will say, Brisk has promised me in a private message. I'll say now to be in the hot tub for the Meta Show this Saturday.
I look. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to do that, but the next day, Sunday. That's the next hot tub stream.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Now we are actually going to
normal time on Sheltark stream. We will do.
You're going to do your joint hot tub stream. Is why he came in it, as he says. Is because you promised to do a hot tub stream.
But that's
we should plug Sheltark's stream. Hang on for a second.
All right, you do that. We're actually going to be talking about stuff that you probably should talk about on Saturday, which is the insane town hall from the other person who shall not be named.
Jesus.
That put out on Sunday, which Goonswarm in the Elysium decided to do a watching party together, and it was probably the funniest thing
About
we've heard in a long
Voldemort?
time. Sure. There's he who shall not be named, and then the other person who shall not be named, because we're just trying to not be mean to anybody specifically. We're gonna let
We
your-
killed an Asbel this morning, right? So I think that's like
We've
you can
had
talk
so
about
much
that
stuff.
on
27th.
Saturday. Yeah, you can
Talk
talk
about
about that.
that.
Yeah,
We'll talk
and
about
like
that.
that's
You
the
can
whole
talk
show.
about the
Or the-
goons are trapped. Goons are not a danger. Goons
Yeah, well,
are not
I think Fountain
effective.
Frank needs to come in and have a conversation with the bad guys to make sure that they understand that Delve is completely safe.
Yeah,
Like,
Keish is actually here to talk about that, so that's an easy transition because we have no structure on our show. Keish, is Delph safe?
Yeah, totally.
Totally.
Queers could use some work, but I'm trying to help them secure their borders.
Uh-huh. So how things have been going in that particular front? I know that's why you and Vex are here together. You guys have been working together. I believe teaching Brave what it's like to live not in catch.
I believe Vex was working up the tally of how much we've killed. I know we're somewhere in the ballpark of at least 50 bill in the last
It's
4 days.
58 bill in 40 hours is the current
Oh.
number. And I still got more to count.
Oh, so there you go. 58 bill in 48 hours.
Yeah, 48 hours.
Jeez.
Yeah, I did extend a peace offering, if you will. I am offering to all Brave pilots
Craig.
500 mil to cash. That's all caps, as you can see. And you'll be put on the do not kill list. Every capital we dunk from this moment on will add 250 to the required buy-in. If you are our target, you'll get an e-message that says you have actioned your ticket for no kill. So open invitation,
Sounds like a good deal. How do we contact you in game?
All it is 500 mil from whatever Brave pilot just needs that extra layer of protection to cash, and they'll get at it.
Does that also include Imperium pilots that keep trying to bring their Caymans on carrier fleets saying, I'm a carrier too, so they don't get commissaried?
Yeah, what dick does
I'm
that?
typically not the blue bagman, but there's been one or two times I've been used, but typically blues are safe from me.
Now, Cash, is that fund going to be used to help with the Reddit swarm payouts, or?
Cash is in Reddit swarm at all, but I'm sure they can find a way with the loot.
Listen to all you Brave guys out there. Listen to me. Don't listen to this guy. Send your ISK to me, and I will double it. Okay.
Double it in your
That's
own
it.
wallet.
I'll double it. You can trust me. I'm on the CSM.
I mean, he's not wrong though.
I don't know if anyone knew this, but I'm about to start up the new Sundering Bank, so you can do investments through me, and yeah, it'd be good times.
Yeah. Also, anytime you want to take an Orca through 8-Tac Y, just let me know. I will personally escort you.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's so good.
So
They seem to have a bad habit for gating freighted.
if any,
I'm not sure what their obsession is with that. But...
I'm starting the Pappy Fleet Fund. So on the now almost daily occasion of Goon Swarm shooting the ETAC V jump bridge and absolutely reffing it, I will pay Pappy pilots over. They could pay me over 2 billion ISK, and I will try my damn hardest to not get to Dave Archer to kill you on the T5Z gate and 1DQ when you jump through.
This sounds very much
Can't
like
guarantee,
Fountain
but
Frank's Golden Ticket. That worked very well for people.
Yes, it did.
I would totally trust Mifune, even if he sits in the dark.
I mean, it's.
See, I'm that guy in the trench coat. I'm that guy in the trench coat on the alleyway that says you can definitely trust me to not rip out your kidneys after I roofie you.
What? Don't, dude. Don't be the fucking dude in the trench coat in the alleyway,
Yeah,
please.
don't be
Like
the
that's
dude.
I don't know about
Even if he's the dude in the trench coat in the alleyway, he's going to be wearing like a Wendy's hairnet or something too. So it's going to be really ineffectual.
All I know is me and Vex just have our buddies and our friends, and we're just trying to do hood rat shit. So whoever wants to come out,
There's
and
nothing wrong
do
with that.
You know.
You need a hood rat logo, Cash. Do you have something?
It's been commissioned. It's in the works.
I
And
like
that
it.
meme of the kid that's just like, I just wanted to do hood rat shit with my friends.
I mean, that is like one of our spirit animals. Yeah.
I love
I was
it.
on that. I was on that hell kill. I don't know if it was this morning or yesterday, or I don't know. Time's just kind of a blur to
Yesterday.
me. But the level of intensity, excitement, fun, almost orgasmic pleasure when that
Oh my
thing
God,
died.
Greg!
What
You
was
can't.
was fantastic. Cash, could you? While I get a coffee, could you describe that hell kill and what happened without like blowing your hood rat secret?
I mean, yeah, sure. So, our friend Slavbach, if you know him,
My dude.
my dude, the dudest of dudes. I came back from backseating him on his first ever Munich fleet, which did pretty all right. We got back home.
Slaughter
He's
everybody?
having his fun. Say again.
Didn't they like slaughter everybody or ref the
They
bridge or
ended up
something?
dropping caps on us, so we
Oh,
had
well.
yeah.
They just being walked away.
Yeah,
Okay.
he went and refed it later that night anyway. But
Oh.
we got back, and then someone messaged me and said that there was that hell tackled, and so I think Vex, what was it? 7 minutes from ping to kill.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. Like we
Dead.
got the ping, and then 7 minutes later the thing was dead. And I want to point out the highlight of the whole experience for us, which was the point where I believe, Keish, the quote was, we were 2 seconds away from switching DPS from the super and to start primering their subcap fleet was on grid, until their subcap fleet decided to warp off grid and leave the super to die.
They just
Rather than
left
fight
it?
the bomber fleet. Yeah, they rather than fight the bomber fleet, they just thought, you know what, we're just gonna warp away. Here you go, boys, and just let us kill it.
Yeah.
Man, I need
To
to
be
start
fair,
doing fleets with you
that-
again, Cash. Like it's been a while since we were talking about the like Navy stuff, and I was doing fleets with you often. I miss
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're welcome. I'm back for a little bit longer before I go for cigarettes again and never come back for a little bit longer, right?
See,
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
the one thing I'm disappointed at is the one night that Keish kept getting bangers and bang ass kills, and I kept trying to go to bed, and I couldn't because I had to keep recording his bitch ass fleets for content. And
Could
then
have gone to bed.
Double
No,
carrier dunk, right?
and then I finally go
That's
to
your
bed.
job.
No, I finally go to bed. No, I finally go to bed, right? PC's off, I'm in bed, and next thing you know, I get a Discord notification that a freaking fax is drifting off the T5Z
Oh, I was
Star.
there for that kill.
And I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get in on this. So
They
I'm
didn't
getting
bump
up
us
out
for
of
the
bed.
carrier.
I'm
That
getting
one was
up.
funny.
I'm getting up out of bed, and I'm like, great. So I'm gonna I'm chugging away, getting on my PC as quick as possible, and then the Eve session change decided to bug out and wouldn't let me join a fleet. Because here's the funny thing, this is something I've noticed, and it's a bug I've reported many times that still has yet to be fixed. But if you change your ship while sitting in a hangar and try to join a fleet in the same session change timer, it'll bug out and not let you join the fleet. I'm not sure why, but it does. So like I go into my hangar, I switch ships, and then immediately try to hit the join button on a fleet, and it doesn't let you join the fleet. And then
Experience stuff
Two
like that.
session changes at once.
yeah, exactly. It's 2 session changes at once, and it kind of works weird. But it's only that one instance.
I've had this bug, and I was able to fix it by just closing the fleet finder window and then reopening it and then joining the fleet.
There's some fixes to it because sometimes that
I usually
doesn't
join
always
another
work.
fleet and then I jump out.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only guaranteed way to fix it is to join
Uh-huh.
another fleet and then jump out and jump back into whatever fleet you're
usually
trying to
just
do.
Yeah,
close
I'm
the
not
window
gonna-
and
it
Guys,
is.
I gotta run. I just wanted to say one last thing before I go. Thank you all. I hope everybody out here has gone voting. And the only last thing that I would say is, Mifune, I love you, man. I know you're sitting in the dark, but I guarantee you, if you put regular light bulbs in there, you'll finally you won't stop. You'll stop missing that spot on your chin you keep forgetting to shave. Trust me. That'll be great.
I think even over
Nice,
the
nice.
spot of whatever that is on his chin is people have been asking about what's with like did you get a head injury? Is that a hair net line?
You can't see in the dark. You can't shave it.
He's
gotta
got
get
the
ready for
line
lights.
across his forehead.
You're one to
Impression
talk,
line.
Avon.
I
I'm seeing the
shaved my
same line on
bald head
you.
in pitch black with a freaking straight razor.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
mean,
him.
If I
He's like,
can
oh
do that,
no,
my
I
phone
haven't
should be
lied.
able to do
All
that.
right. I love you guys. I'll
Bye,
see you next time.
Brisk. Thanks for
Bye,
joining.
I do wear a hat every single day. Is it the Wendy's hat that's doing it, Mifune?
It is indeed. When you have the Wendy's hat on as well as a mask for 12 hours straight, it kind of screws you up.
See, I was gonna try to ask Brisk if he was on that Asbel kill, because let's talk here. So we've been killing their Asbels, but some of them have said, "Oh well, you haven't taken out any of ours that are already up, so therefore you're still negative." Blah 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 blah. It was Reddit craziness. Initiative with Kiki Moore has killed an abandoned, fully fit and cored Asbel in period basis because they forgot to fuel it, I guess.
So,
or were they too poor to fuel it?
I think it's more just that their logistics is going to be nowhere near as good as G-Sol ever is or was.
so here's the thing, Pappy, the magical, I call it the Pappy Kool-Aid big brain logic, is that they do not see us doing a damn thing until we start going on the offensive. That's the big thing I keep seeing on Reddit. It's like, we're killing these Asbels, yay, we're killing their capitals. That's awesome for us, especially with the new mechanics and the way that capitals work. Losing a capital is a more devastating loss than it's ever been, right? But
Even your crabbing capital.
even a crabbing capital, right? Like that's still a big loss. And then they're like, "Oh, you have to use bombers and celebrate victory. Come and attack us in T5Z or come try to take
Where's that
DW
John video?
back." Yeah, exactly, right? Like that's the thing here, and we're just
You're invading us. That's how this works.
that is how this works. Like Pappy thinks we're not doing shit unless we're going on the offensive, and I think the Mittens Fireside, last week's meta show, the past 2 weeks of events have proved that we are not going on the offensive anytime soon, and we shouldn't be because it's dumb for us to try and go on the offensive. Like,
So-
and it's the Pappy logic baffles me. That they're just sitting here trying to use Reddit comments to try and bait us to go on the offensive.
Oh, we do too all
And
the
it's-
time. So
Well, we do too, but it's just you got to think about it, right? We tell Pappy to come into real delve because they really need to. That's their attacking. That's their objective. What's our objective? To defend, not to be on the offensive. So stop trying to bait us to do something we obviously wouldn't do.
they're always going to. So asking them not to is a waste of time. But
So I got some with the
Okay.
long and storied history of Sundering. Anybody can answer this one. This obviously isn't Sundering's first war, right? As part of the Imperium. So, what was Sundering's first war as part of the Imperium?
Well, looking at the time from when it joined Goonswarm, it would be the
Mountain War, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't around for that. Sorry.
That's
Is that when you were on deployment?
That was when I was living in Spain and watching Topless Girl play beach volleyball.
Oh,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Nice.
Is this Rhoda or?
No, so I actually took a job with the former alliance leader of ZAF in Spain after I got out of the Air Force.
Oh,
So,
okay. I know about
without-
this. Yeah, you told me this.
Yeah. So I was chilling there. So Eve is a great game.
One you weren't paid for.
I'm not gonna say that.
Right, sorry.
Yeah.
So, because I know obviously today's a Sundering show, but we never stick to any plan. But real quick, what is Sundering's claim to fame?
I think it's the Big Lebowski thing, right? And the crazy scamming that some of our, or not scamming,
It was scamming.
the recruiting, the former
Interesting recruiting
greatest,
tactics.
one of the greatest recruiters in the history of EVE Online. Yeah, and redistribution of wealth.
That was Scooter McCabe, wasn't it?
Vanquisher in M2.
Nah, we've never had anybody that has ever scammed anybody in EVE Online and Sundering. That's never happened. That has
Never.
never happened. We've had people who have applied but didn't meet the qualifications for recruitment into the corp.
And they didn't. We'd say we do not give back the application fee once we have it.
Well, what they choose to do with their personal assets in this game is their choice, right? Like that's and what the recruiter chooses to do when it comes to the recruitment is kind of up to them,
Yeah.
What
Hey.
is Sundering looking for in a potential candidate for recruitment?
Not being an
We're
asshat.
looking for somebody with the longest possible neck beard
Great wins.
and the most assets in another region that they need help to move. That's what we're looking for qualified candidates into this corporation.
The more assets you have, the more apple fritters I can eat.
Yeah,
So-
well, I mean, it means that you're committed, right? You're committed to our to our cause, right? Especially if you're hostile. Like, we would love to talk to you, right? Like, if you moved all of your assets here into Delve, or you need help moving them into Delve, and you got here and the war is just not going the way you want it to go, come talk to us, man. Like we'll have a conversation with you. We'll help you with your stuff, and yeah, I mean, if you have a really big neck beard, and you don't have to do a face pick, but if you can show us your neck beard, like you can even do like an MS Paint if you want to draw it. That's fine, man. Like we're looking for those guys. Our recruitment team is ready to talk to you.
I think my favorite is the story about Scooter McCabe, who is probably one of the more famous creative recruiters for Sundering, at least in the past, who has a full story about him from, I think it's either in Polygon or Kotaku, one of the two, about his adventures of rescuing a poor newbie Russian corp from a tyrant. He originally joined it on one of his alts, I believe, to take over the corp and steal everything from them and leave them with nothing. First time ever doing it, I'm sure, right? But when he was there, he started seeing that the CEO of this particular corp, and it was out in the middle of like Buttfuckistan and Nullsec, was basically like slave driving all of the pilots, taking like 50% of their staff and making them do a ton of ops with high taxes and just making their Eve life miserable. Well, Scooter did not appreciate this. He does not want this kind of gameplay in the game, so he decided to call on some locals, and I believe Goonswarm as well, to come rescue these pilots and trap that pilot in. You got to read the whole story for the full details because it's amazing, and it's like 4 pages long. It's really, really good. But basically, Scooter did a rescue mission for these people and got them out and got them into new corps, all because he decided to start some creative money moving.
Oh man,
And
like the
Yeah, for those
TLDR
that
for
are
that was
interested.
longer than the real story.
no, the real
Yeah,
story is really long. It's really good though.
There's a
We
link
need
to
some
it. There's a link
cliff
to the
notes,
PC
Yeah,
God,
version.
come on.
I linked it in the chat. It's a long story.
It
and
is a
apparently
good
It's
one.
pretty good,
That's
though.
pretty
most
good,
of it
yeah.
wrong.
No, Scooter is great. Hopefully he comes back soon.
Well,
I
and
remember
then
being the bagman for him on one of his good heists. He got the jump freighter to come into one SMEP, and I was the mean guy with the stick, so he could get the rest of the goods.
I don't know how anyone could ever consider you mean, Cash.
Cash is
Yeah, I'm just a
brutal.
sweetheart.
You're awesome.
I think the best thing I've ever seen from Cash was recently when I found out just how amazingly strong he is because he can stand up to a handshake from Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
I mean, yeah, don't dox me, bro, but yeah, that is a truth. However, I will say, you see in that picture his hands on my shoulder.
Yeah.
2 years later, full left pec tear and rupture rotator cuff. Coincidence? I think not.
Wow.
You're touched by God. Like, human body can't handle that.
That's true.
Yeah, freaking
Very
God
true.
pushed me down a flight of stairs and gave me a seizure in college.
Oh God.
So, and that pushed you in the trajectory you're in today. So you're here with us. We'd love to have you in the channel.
So, Little Maniac, I've been doing this thing. It's called the Rapid Fire Chamber of Pain. And since you're the CEO of Sundering, our beloved leader, I'm going to throw you in the Rapid Fire Chamber of Pain.
All right,
So
take it easy on me, man.
I will do, but it's like either or questions, right? So like I'm gonna say something, and you like two things, and you gotta pick either your favorite or what you do. All right, and
Okay.
And 3, 2, 1. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Beatles or Stones?
Stones.
Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
Harpy or Jackdaw?
Jackdaw.
Amar or Minotaur?
Minotaur.
Star Trek, Star Wars?
Star Trek.
Basketball or football?
Neither.
And there we go. We've gained some more insight into Little Maniac, the CEO.
We're gonna take a poll of all these answers and figure out what it means
Do this
someday.
to me, Greg.
I don't know, man.
You're not ready for the Chamber of Pain, okay?
To tell you the truth, there's like there's 2 things that I had to cross out on the list because they were apparently not appropriate, and I got in trouble for it.
Ask me. Tell me what they are later when we're.
We'll do it.
We can do that in Theta.
I have one more question, Maniac. Apple or spinach fritters?
What?
The fuck is a spinach fritter, and why have I not had
Dr.
one?
Spiderman, the CSM can, and me are in an argument right now because he is claiming that spinach fritters are the best pastry compared to apple fritters.
No, apple fritters are better.
Wouldn't spinach fritters just be a
If it's like
quiche?
if it's like a spinach quiche that you put in
Those
a
are pretty
toaster,
good.
is
He
that
pretty
kinda what
much
you're talking
linked me. He linked me a picture of a spinach pancake, essentially.
about? Can we throw that in the chat? Can you send it to me?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh no, I think everybody should see this because I don't know what it is, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. Like I do like apple fritters, but if the spinach fritter is like a quiche kind of thing, that could be delicious.
Do I send it to Mifune?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can send it to me.
So
Who's pure carnage here in the chat, man?
I don't know. He's like roasting me, which
Yeah,
is great.
that's amazing. Rule 1: join goons, then join sundering. Yeah, that's true. It doesn't have to be goons either. It can be anybody blue. Like you're not allowed to scam.
Obviously, we don't scam. Like we never scammed blues, but
we don't ever scam anybody. But
So hold on,
you cannot be
Avon.
scammed if you're blue.
Avon, is this the spinach?
This is the spinach fritter that he linked me that he said is superior to apple fritters.
No, apple fritters are no way. Apple fritters are way better.
That
I'm
looks
sorry,
pretty
Spotman. Nah, apple fritters better. Nah.
If you look at the name of the picture, it says chorizo spinach fritters. So this has chorizo in it, so it's probably pretty good.
That's probably good then.
Yeah,
the thing is, like,
if you remove that and just have spinach fritters, it sounds terrible. Like you can add stuff to apple fritters too, but at that point, it's not
apple
just an
fritters
apple
are more of a dessert, right? And that's like something that you'd fucking dip in gravy.
So what I would like to
apples
have
and oranges
is I would like to have 2 of these chorizo fritters with spinach and an apple fritter for dessert afterwards. I think that would be
God, we're such fat
that'd
asses.
be good.
That'd be delicious.
And that's why you're CEO.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie. You take that back.
Die Hard is a Christmas. Hold on, no. Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Case ruling?
No.
Yes, it is a Christmas movie.
I mean,
it shows up on the Christmas specials.
So here's the thing.
In Christmas, I don't understand. Like, isn't that the deciding factor if it happens during Christmas?
There's a Christmas tree.
So is a Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas and a Halloween movie. No argument.
He wears a Santa suit even at some point, right?
That Hard's a Christmas movie. What are you talking about?
Pretty sure that's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Die Hard is a
Someone in chat saying
quintessential
it's not.
Father's Day Christmas movie. Like it's for fathers. Like you cannot. There's no debate there. It's definitely a Christmas movie.
I agree.
Well, Die Hard is. Die Hard.
Here's my question, because I can't remember seeing all the Die Hards. Of the Die Hard movies, is it only the first one set during Christmas?
Yes.
Okay.
The third one's in the holidays or snow time, because I remember there's snow. Sorry, in the second one there's snow. The third
Bruce
one's
Willis
the one in
has
New
never
York,
been
which
in a
is
bad film.
actually really good. I enjoyed that one.
I can't remember what it was called because it was so long ago. But when I grew up, when I was very, very little, when I was under 10 years old, I grew up in the northeast of Philadelphia, and there was a local channel. There was a local channel, and on Christmas Day, the entire channel would alternate between watching the first Die Hard and watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And it was just those two movies, and it would play those two on repeat for the entire Christmas Day.
So did they just play that in Northeast Philadelphia? Did West Philadelphia just play Fresh Prince of Bel-Air all the time?
All I remember was that it was a local channel, and I can't remember which one. I think it was on Philly 17. It might have been on Philly 17. I can't remember.
So getting back to Die Hard, who was a better bad guy? Was it Hans Gruber or Simon Gruber?
Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber. Simon Gruber is in the third one.
Yeah, but Simon, like out of those two, like wouldn't one like his
Hans
cousin
is better.
or brother or
Hans
something?
is better.
Was a better one, but Simon was far more relatable.
Listen, you're asking the impossible. Okay, you've got Alan Rickman, who's amazing, and Jeremy Irons, who's also amazing. Like, how do you pick between the two?
They were both Canadian, weren't they?
British. Crazy.
Yeah, but in Die Hard with a Vengeance, you also had Samuel L. Jackson, so you have to take that into consideration.
I know.
He was a bad guy, and Samuel L. Jackson was a good guy to balance it out. So I don't know. I think Simon Gruber was a better bad guy than Hans Gruber.
Maybe.
How do you rate the fourth one? Because honestly, the fourth one felt like watching
Live for
Which
your
one?
Hard.
Extremely dangerous.
Was that the one where he killed a helicopter with a cop car or whatever?
Yeah, and he jumped on top of the F-35 as it's hovering over the highway.
Yeah,
I liked that one, but that's because it was stupid.
They should not have made that one.
Off.
Okay, we're getting off track, but I love it.
Do we have a track?
Yes, we have a slight track. Usually, the end of the show we can get crazy. So we've been talking about obviously Sundering. We've talked about a little bit of what Keisha's been doing and stuff like that. What else has been happening this week with Pappy and? I mean, is it just mostly us running the show right now?
I got final blow on an Asbel the other day.
Pappy has been very cowardly with taking these fights. We're seeing instead of the let's drop Azabels until they work mentality, we're going with now we're gonna blue ball the fuck out of goons and hope they start logging off again strategy.
Oh my god, did you hear that? Okay, so I was listening to the town hall they had on Sunday again just to refresh myself, and the funniest thing that I heard was Piggle saying, the goons they have to realize that this is just never going to end, and that we're just going to hunt them down forever, and that they'll be dying in low sec, eventually. This is an inevitability. They've got to know, like, it sounded so desperate for us to just accept our fate according to him. And I'm looking around and I'm like, I don't feel like any one of us thinks that we're going anywhere, at this point.
Yeah, it seems like the participation's going up on our end, right? Like
it really is. So
they're starting to get comfortable, I think, and I mean they're making mistakes. I think one thing I've noticed, like with the kills we've gotten in Theta, is a lot of the kills seem to be like new players to their alliance. Like it's like they're selling space or something. Like, hey, you can come here, it's safe, you guys can come. We took Delve, it's the best. Whatever, and these guys are coming out and they're getting murdered by goons.
They have 140 people in their ratting fleets. Just to give you an idea.
So
they do more ratting and anything else than they do actual PvP right now.
Pappy's biggest mistake right now is that instead of pushing the end of the war, instead of pushing to get 3D, instead of pushing their line members to get in fleets and get PvP and get this done, right? Like, when I listen to the town hall, the only way I can even possibly comprehend it is let me put myself in someone like Pro God's shoes, right? And if I was in Pro God's shoes, I'd be pushing my line members to, finish it off, right? Finish the decapitation while it's there, right? But instead of doing that, what they've been doing is they've been saying, war's already over, we already won, we are 100% safe, come in, crab. So what you're going to see is now you're going to see the line members going, oh, I'm safe to crab. I haven't been able to rat or mine in almost a year because of this goddamn war. So now I can start writing and mining, and then you're just going to see nobody in participation. You're going to see all the Pappy members trying to crab, none of them wanting to do PvP. They're just going to want to crab to the max because they're all out of money. And it's not because they need to crab, it's not because any of that, it's because they want to crab. They're sick of the fleets. They're sick of sitting and trying to fight. They just want to go home and make money. And that's all the Pappy line members want to do.
I don't want to knock
is after
off that
let
off
Keisha
that
first.
TED Talks or whatever, but they did make a pretty. They put a lot of effort in the last push they made, which was they snuck in and lit a sign on the Intech 8 gate right as our jammer was about to online again in the dead of AU. Okay. They got a roll call through N8 gate. Luckily, Asher Flashform went and sniped that one. At the same time, they triggered one of their whatevers to drop another one in 3D to the point where we had to form Hodreds. I think that's the one, Greg. You got the final blow on?
I did. There's a link in fleet.
Yeah. So I remember that because I was a part of the Hodreds that came in to ensure that one died. So they made an actual pretty hard effort to get 2 more Asbels dropped because that is the next step for their invasion, right? Is they need to get an Asbel down. That's their mentality. Since then, that's when you've seen it kind of the spigot turn off. And I mean, they've tried multiple different tactics during every air quotes hole in our time zone coverage, and they've fed their fleets into wood chippers every time in the last 2 weeks at least. So I mean, I can see how that's automatically hard to muster that same amount of effort, right?
Now, question: how do you perceive or think about the fact that Piggles has said that they are hiring outside companies to come down to Delve? They're going to get to use the Fortisar and T5Z for their staging, and try to have them help apply pressure to us.
Bring it.
So I mean, you saw the response thread of them making fun of Pappy losing, like wood chippering their whole fleet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of think that shows the sentiment, if you will.
I hope
that looks kind of like a desperation move too, right? Like we don't have leadership to motivate our people to keep carrying this fight. Like in the beginning, they had huge numbers, right? It was like 3-1,
and they could get them again at
and
any point.
now they have to go and pay people. Like, do you trust somebody that fights for the side that's paying them? Like that, like. I don't know.
I mean, you never,
and that's what I'm saying. And
the other thing is, you're saying they can get them again, but we've
they
seen
can't.
countless times they can't. Like they pinged, I can't remember what it was, but it was in the last week. They pinged a full coalition flash swarm ping with every single alliance pinging, and they couldn't get it up. Like straight up, they just couldn't get enough people in fleet.
Hold on. So that I want to swing back around to what I was saying a second ago. That's why they can't get those numbers. I can guarantee you people like Villy, PGL, they're all sitting there like, why aren't you guys getting in fleets? Why aren't you guys fighting? Why are my ops FCs, screwing up and losing, right? And then you just got to think, because you told your line members that you're done. You told your line members that it was okay for them to stop getting in their PvP ships and start getting in their ratting carriers.
Yeah,
and also when you do flash from them, you send them to a Pulsar or an Astra House that's 3 regions away.
Yeah, well, and I was gonna say they actually formed up an 900? Eagle Fleet, Munins, and Tempest Fleet issues to go hit the Astra House in 319. So I mean,
Did you know we had Astra Houses left?
I know, it's a shocker, right? But they formed up pretty strong to go hit that, and then came back and stood down. But I think the real proof in the pudding, if you will, that's kind of showing your hypothesis, Mayafun, is look at how they've defended their jump gates the last couple of nights. It's by putting carriers and sending fighters over because they can't muster the numbers in their subcap fleets to push the subcaps off. So they're having to resort to dropping carriers. If you just look at that, that's a good showing of the hand, if you will.
Yeah, it's a good indicator for sure.
Diaz got a point. Go ahead, Dia.
So, like, I'm in agreement with Keish. They've taken too long, and that's the entire thing. They've taken too long on this war, and everybody's tired on their side. Meanwhile, while they're grinding through all the structures in Delve and stroking each other off, and like, oh, ISK positive, whatever. I mean, almost 80% of the goons just took a break until it was time to actually like log in, and now we're at the real fight, and they're just tired. They're tired of this. They're tired of the war. Like the entirety of like Eve is tired of this war because everybody wants everybody to go back to what they were doing so that supers go ratting again, carriers go ratting again. Like the whalers have nothing to attack. The wormholers have nothing to drop. Everybody is tired of this war, and that's killing their morale. We are loving it. I think everybody in the goons is having the best time ever. Like
We're
we have
actually defending shit, which is really nice. That's what we wanted to do for the past 5 months.
I would love when this war is written down in the history books, I can just foresee the headline: Pappy's entire capital force murdered while they were ratting in them.
See,
I
think what's
that
gonna
would be such a big brain move. Like, you know what's gonna happen is we're gonna kill so many supers, and we're gonna kill so many carriers, and we're gonna kill so many faxes drifting off their main keepstar because they're being dumb. We're gonna kill so many that PGL's gonna have to issue a statement like Gobbins did, or Gobbins said no fucking ratting in supers and carriers in Delve, because if you do, we're not reimbursing you. And that's what's gonna happen.
Too, so.
Like Mifune, I think we're not going to have another big fight.
Oh no, we're not.
Because after M2, they realized that a super fight is a cache they can't check anymore. Like they just can't.
Well, they still haven't SRP'd all the.
Yeah.
They still haven't SRP'd
Well,
everything.
There's still 15 Titans.
Go with that, with whether or not those people are willing to donate their Titans, whichever. Assuming they could that they would be able to SRP again. I don't think they can get everybody in the coalition to SRP their shit, just because number one, they're so much harder to replace.
That was
and
another
two,
thing.
Well, that's what I mean.
The fact that it was 1 for 1, that they were actually praying for a dirty blob on us, and it ended up being a 1 for 1 trade. And they don't know how to use Titans and Supers like we do.
So there was actually another point that you hinted at, but something that maybe not everybody picked up on. But during the town hall, they were talking about SRP, and a casual comment was, "Well, it's all coming out of the same wallet, anyways." So there is confirmation that Legacy is not paying their own SRP. Test is. Test is doing it all.
Yep.
Test has to do it all because the rest of them can't afford it.
Well, and look at the mindset, right? Like unquestionably, if there was a ping for Titans and we needed to use them, you would get all the Titans you needed in goons right now.
Yeah.
Because we know that you're going to get handed a new one if you lose it.
Well,
if you still have people waiting for Titans because from the last time your coalition
14. It's up 14 Titans are still needing SRP.
So if you legitimately still have people waiting from the last time, do you think people are going to be willing to do it the next time?
No, and Pappy knows this. That's the thing. Pappy knows for a fact, and that's why they announced that they wouldn't be using capitals to invade 1DQ, because if they tried to use capitals to invade 1DQ, first of all, they wouldn't get the numbers. Second of all, they wouldn't be able to afford all of those losses with the new capital changes. They just wouldn't. Right?
They have no Titan cash. They were making fun of us for not having a Titan cash, but magically, Goonswarm had enough spare Titans on people to cover our Titans and our allies' Titans. And guess who got paid first? Our allies got all of their Titans first. Ranger Regiment was unbalancedly focused by Fraternity. And that is probably part of why Part of our win on that one is because Fraternity said, fuck what all y'all are doing, we're killing Ranger Regiment. And they murdered 12 of the 14 Ranger Regiment Titans that are on field. Every Titan matters. And they decided to focus on them instead of maybe the main target group that they were supposed to be calling. Guess who got all of their Titans replaced first? Bastion, Initiative,
Yep.
Ranger Regiment, Lawn, anybody else on the allied groups first. And then they went to Goonswarm because we can afford those losses, no problem. And we wanted to make sure our allies were taken care of.
Well, even then, the other point is I have enough faith in the state. Say an all-out brawl happens, and we magically at one point can't SRP our halls. If that point comes, I mean, I'm a goon through and through, and eventually the state's going to get me my super back.
Yeah, I would have absolutely zero reservations about using my Titan for a strat op. It might not get replaced then if we lose too many of them. I would have no doubt that it
And
would
it's-
eventually get replaced.
It's the same.
But I guarantee you the other side doesn't have that same sentiment.
No, they don't, because they've
Well, they
proven
might.
that, because, you know, when it came to M2, who was one of the first Titans to break out? Not a line member, not a member of their Titan fleet, not someone who was low on fuel and needed to get out, not someone who needed to take a break from the game. It was Villy. They fed 4 entire fleets just for Villy's Titan. And then they waited an additional 2 months before getting a singular other Titan out. So that means Villy got his Titan 2 months before anyone else in his alliance.
I mean, that was a unique situation, though. I've never been told to free fire Doomsdays. That was pretty funny.
Good times.
That was fun.
So I do have one sad panda bear to tell you. The idea that all of a sudden the fields are going to be full of buffalo again to hunt, that you can thank CCP for that. The buffalo are all but extinct, my friend. So
yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
Plenty. And the new change this week, obviously some people talked about the change, which was the mobile observatory change. Have Keish, Vex, before you guys might end up having to go, we'll find out. Have you noticed too much of a difference with those yet? It's pretty new.
Terrible.
But if
They don't do anything. You can literally
It's
take
such
30
a
seconds for a
sync.
single bomber to kill them.
Shh, don't tell
They
them
don't
that.
even make a
Off the
sound.
Don't,
third
don't tell
bombers.
them that.
I legitimately we one torp volleyed the couple we killed in PTAC Z because so we decloaked on one of their little cool guys, dunked him, and then I was like, you know what? They're not responding strong enough. Let's just go blow up their mobile observatories. And then we killed everything that came over to them, and then we killed the next one they dropped, and then we decided to go home because we were tired. Like they do nothing.
Do they show
biggest
up on the
thing I've
overview system wide?
Yes,
Or
yes, they do.
Yeah.
okay.
The biggest thing I've noticed from them is the lack of gate camp streams and Keepstar Watch streams of 1DQ, like BT Gaming and a couple others are now just gone, which is fun.
Well, the fun story is, or one thing I saw today is one of our lovely rivals over in test, Diva Corp, has decided to erect an entire POS with a mobile observatory in front of it. So if you warp over to the mobile observatory, the POS will kill you. That's fine with me. If you want to spend 80 mil putting an observatory down and however the fuck much that POS costs, that's fine. Go ahead.
Just realized you have to add those to your overview. So if you guys
Yes,
are
you
watching,
do.
you haven't done that. So I'm doing that with my Cloaky campers right now.
Yeah, there's quite a few people that have been linking them in Corp and Alliance chats with the specific mention to add this to your overview as well, Maniac.
Okay.
Hey,
Well,
ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to bow out. I love you
Mhm.
all. Until next time. Thank you
Just
for
leave
having
it
me.
Thank you very much,
Thanks,
guys.
Come back if nothing happens.
Okay, will do.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Ciao.
Bye,
Duh.
Vex.
So,
Cheers, guys.
Don, I haven't been paying too much attention to it. Is Pappy still standing by their statement where they said they, for the foreseeable future, they would not use caps in 3 Tech D or 1DQ? Are they still sticking to that statement?
Well, they said that it's unlikely that they'll be able to because of goons just having too many people on. It's our fault. So we're like, all right, fine, whatever.
Yeah, you guys were talking about like SRP and how we trust that our Titans are going to be SRP'd. Like, I think one thing that's missed in that conversation, right, is like a cultural thing, from my perspective at least, where I don't know any Sunring dudes that, like, if it did get to like the dire straits or whatever, where the like I wouldn't care, right? Like I'm not going to go join your shitty alliance if we were going to lose the war. And I don't like my supers if I lose them, and that's the end. That's the way I would like it to go down, right? Like I don't want to have to worry about fucking super evac,
Right. That's also a big factor.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying though, right? Like
Yeah.
I mean the the alliance will reimburse them, right? Like there's no doubt that that's going to happen. But even if that wasn't like out there, I don't think for the most part we need that carrot, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my own
I
personal
like that carrot.
my own personal addendum to that is I'm not going to go down the rat. Personally, the Stampede rat, I asset safety the Moloch. I'm not losing that.
Well, Stamp lost a Vanquisher
That's
early on
I'm
too.
not going to. Well, in my understanding, it was actually SRP'd as well.
As a
Yeah, it's
Vanquisher?
SRP,
I
but
believe as a Vanquisher, I
It
thought
was
is what someone was
SRP.
saying.
I think you got an
I can tell
Erebus.
you for
Yeah.
sure. He actually got SRP to Nyx.
Okay.
But that's kind of one of those things. There was a ping that came out from the state because honestly, if you're gonna fly a Vanquisher, I mean, you got to expect that it's
Wait,
gonna be.
so they didn't give him an Erebus, they gave him a Nyx as SRP?
No.
No. They
Sorry,
paid him an
yeah.
ISK. They gave
Yeah.
him
Oh,
an ISK. ISK value.
I'm thinking of the Vendetta. Sorry, the first Vendetta.
They made it right. Like not that they had to make it like all of us that had faction supers were, like yeah, I would not have expected if I lost my Vendetta when I had it to be reimbursed a Vendetta, right? Like
Right. No, that's not the expectation.
that's yeah. So like people who fly that stuff, like that's why you fly it, right? It's like
it's why you fly it.
Check out what it's a big dick baller thing. Can I say that on here?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. And no one also, there has never been a ping that I have ever seen that tells you specifically request faction supers and titans.
Yeah. Like dock up your faction supers, right? Like I've never heard that either.
So Dave Archer has said that he would let a Komodo go on the super fleet.
No,
but they
not?
won't let a Cayman on the carrier fleet because it can't have an NSA. I feel like it still wants to be a carrier enough. You should let it.
It goes in the Dread ROMs, and you should be, full of that. No, we're not cutting it short, Craig. I'm having Mifunes. Hopefully, if he reads this, just
I'm
good.
Working on it.
We're gonna get eyeballs, and we'll see what's going on. If we have to cut the show short, we can, or we can just stream it.
I can probably shove it in the background if shit's going down.
One thing that I had to say was like we've been in this is almost a year, right? This war.
June 5th or July 5th will be 1 year.
So July 5th. So we've had like the entire enemy force of the entire fucking game trying to get rid of us, right? Like pushing and so you'd think like we'd be kind of like fed up and tired and like fucking Hitler in a bunker, but unfortunately our esprit de corps has never been higher. I'm just a line member, right? Like I go out on fleets, and the general attitude on the fleets and the comms that goes on in no matter what time zone, and I've been in all of them, is great. Like we're having so much fun. And again, I can't attest to what goes on in the enemy's fleets or the enemy's comms because I just ignore them. But I can tell you for sure with 100% certainty that we're winning the morale war.
For sure. Well,
I think
right now, for sure.
Honestly, I've been reading a lot of the battle reports. I think of at least the last couple of weeks, we haven't really had even a decent sized battle where we've lost.
No,
we've either tied or won.
Yeah. And that's on the ISK side.
I could care less about the ISK side of the house.
Wait. There was one.
But that's what you're saying.
There was one. Piggles dunked us when our Feroxes ref the E-Tech V jump bridge with carriers trying to shoot people. So they killed like 50 Feroxes, but we still got the objective and moonwalked out.
Yeah, on the objective-wise, there hasn't been an objective we lost.
Yeah, that's more what I meant. I could care less about the ISK score in the end, but like objective-wise, I don't think we've really failed to accomplish an objective of the fleet in the last couple of weeks.
Hey, we might. Who knows? Maybe tonight will change the night.
Or tomorrow night, their big secret surprise reveal.
It's one of those things where even if they drop an Asbel, I mean, that still doesn't win them the objective. They have to actually anchor it. It has to online.
That's been my God, that town hall was just a gem. We were all having a great time. So they said that they're working on new doctrines. It's gonna go ahead and crab it up while we get all the pieces for these new doctrines and these new tactics to take 1DQ. And we're all staring at each other like, how many more doctrines can they get?
Oh no,
How many more?
Skybreakers are going to come next.
So I think Maniac was curious what they were talking about. They were talking about during their flash form. They have some surprise for the Imperium tomorrow that could change the course of the war.
It's going to be Skybreakers.
Okay.
And they're going
It's
to try
gonna
it.
be.
That's even more expensive than the fucking nightmares.
So
Oh yeah. Then all we do is just
which they're
form
selling.
hacks.
the only use
I'm
the
wondering. I'm
Skybreakers.
wondering if they're taking the break, and you said they're telling people to crab it up. If they're using
Yeah.
that to like, we need money in the in the corp wallets to pay for these fights, and
They do because
I'm wondering,
with the
I'm wondering
difference,
how healthy their SRP wallet is at this point. Like,
the difference
Yeah.
between Goons and Pappy is that Goons, the money is in the hands of the players. I can tell you, there are some people I know in Goons that their personal wallet is probably 2 or 3 times bigger than the actual Alliance wallet. The hands of the money is in the players, right?
I wonder if I'm one of
As
them.
far as like test and everything goes, like the majority of test corporations have an average of about 15 to 20% corporation tax. And all of that money, the hands of Test and the money in Test and the money in Brave and all of that stuff, that's all into PGL's Alliance wallet, and that's all into Dunk Dinkle's Alliance wallet. The majority of the money that they have is in their Alliance wallet, which, when you look at it face value, it's not too big of a difference in Alliance structure, right? Like, it may not look that bad, but when it looks at, people getting SRP and how much more important it is for people in Pappy to get that SRP, right? Because in Goons, if I die in my super and I don't get SRP, that's fine, because I can afford another super. I have enough money to where I can afford another super.
yeah,
right?
but you're gonna get SRP, right?
Well,
like,
I'm gonna get SRP, but if Pappy stopped their SRP because they were running out of money, then their players don't have the money to afford themselves, right? Like, it just happened a couple weeks ago. There was a Munin fight. We were reshipped. We were dying and reshipped. It was hacks online, and Pappy pilots started messing up because they didn't have enough money in their wallets to continue.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not in their alliance, so like I don't have that. It's
like, it doesn't like it. The big thing is that when you see a Pappy guy out there ratting and we kill him in his super with one of the cache fleets or whatever, that's not a dent on the player. That's not really a dent. It's a huge dent into Pappy's wallet, and it's a dent in the wallet that is already so low.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what their wallet is. I was just suggesting that maybe that's, they're
No,
bringing these guys
is.
out here to rat because the Theta drops we've been doing, it's been mostly new guys, and they've been making some like really dumb mistakes, right? Like I caught a Falcon decloaked at a planet, right? Like he was warping around decloaked, and like I motored up to him with a stealth bomber and tackled him like that. We killed him, and then looked at it. He'd been in their alliance for like 5 days.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
is this finally did the Blue Donut finally start recruiting the Navy Ravens from Motsu to come down and attack us? Is that what's happening right now, or because I mean
we have
what
our
else
own
is left?
personal dumb mistakes, man. If like I had my super pod in my Hunter Tengu taking on a Sleipnir.
I remember we got you back.
Yeah. But we do have to. We should say hi to the TIS folks that just raided over.
Oh yeah, hello.
Oh, hi guys. Thank you for
hey
coming. I'm Greg. This is there's Don and Mifune, and we got Avon, Little Maniac, Ryak, and Dia on the show.
So let's do Don's animal fact of the week real quick.
Oh yeah, hang on. Let me
Do we
wrap
have
that up.
do we have the not the
The
imaging,
graphic
but-
for it?
No. But
Can
do
I
we
give an
have
animal
the-
fact as well?
Maybe.
Yeah,
real
if you
quick,
want.
are you in 3 Tech D yet?
I
Like,
am
what's-
indeed.
Are they
It's just
fighting yet?
blue.
What's happening?
No, it's just blue.
Okay.
Well,
All right,
Yeah,
well,
it's that time for Don Reyes Animal Fact of the Week.
Okay, so My animal fact of the week is that certain species of millipedes produce cyanide when they are mishandled or frightened.
Oh,
Is a
And
wow.
this,
millipede really an animal?
it's an arthropod.
Yeah,
It's under the Animalia kingdom, so yes,
Alright,
it is
fair
an
enough.
animal.
In like lethal amounts, Don?
No, but well, it depends on how allergic you are to it. Some of them can cause blisters, welts. Some of them can spray the chemical, and it can actually cause chemical burns. So I guess if you're really unlucky, it could happen. But typically, what happens is if you eat them, you'll get sick and be like, and throw up and stuff. They have this defense to protect themselves from predators. That way, if one of them gets eaten and that animal gets sick off of eating it, they won't eat the next one they find, typically. Not all of them have these types of that chemical in it, but especially the larger species like the giant African millipede, which grows to 12 inches, is possible to produce the cyanide. They also do there's a couple other chemicals that are in there too, but it's hydrogen cyanide. Yeah, hydrogen cyanide. That's the chemical in them. So they're pretty cool. I've had them as pets actually. I've actually bred millipedes, so that's why I know this. And
Why the fuck would you have a fucking cyanide producing fucking insect in your house? What if like a kid got into it or something?
Well, I would assume that kids would be kept away from it, but like my brother spent a while breeding and raising Madagascar hissing cockroaches.
Yeah, but those are just they're harmless. And these millipedes, as long as once again you don't mishandle them or scare them, they won't do that. And all you have to do is pick them up gently and wait and let them start crawling around and just be the tree. And they'll crawl around. They feel like Velcro. They are very strong. At least the giant African ones. They like trying to pull them off of your hand. Like you got to be very careful because they were just like little hooks gripping into your skin. But they didn't like hurt you. But it just was like trying to pull it off.
So did you
Does it
breed
make that
these?
noise?
Did you breed these to feed them to another animal? Is that
No, actually, it wasn't planned. My first ever pair, I picked up two ivory millipedes, which are black and white. They're beautiful, actually. So go look those up on Google because they're really pretty. And I didn't know they were male and female. So I've got them in my tank, and I've created a nice little area home for them. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna swap out their dirt for new dirt because it's been like 6 months. I'm just gonna give them all new dirt because this dirt's older. So I dump out the dirt, and then I'm trying to like fill up their tank with new dirt. And my dad's like, "Hey, Lucy, there's something wrong with this dirt." So I look at it, and there's all these little white things crawling around everywhere. I had apparently disturbed the nest of eggs, and all of the babies were coming out.
Oh
So
no!
there was thousands
How many
of
did you kill? Did
millipedes.
you kill them all, or what happened?
No, I tried to raise them. I had no idea what I was doing, but I raised them up.
1,000?
No, most of them died off because they're very sensitive and really hard to raise. But I was able to do it. Not many people raise them in the U.S. And
What do
I
they
think I
eat?
got
Did you give them
veggies.
all names, Don?
They eat veggies. So
Okay.
Like
did you
any
give-
veggies, or do you have
yeah,
to like?
I gave them.
Kale? Did you feed them kale or?
I did. Now the kale, I had to put it underground so it would rot a little bit, and then they ate it. But yeah, so I just put it like under their dirt, and it would always be gone. They ate sweet potato a lot, mango. I'd give them beets and carrots and just lots of high
Yeah,
carbohydrate.
Cash has a question in the chat. Says, "How do you tell the gender? Or are they
Actually, you can.
hermaphrodites?"
No,
Do
you
they
can't
make-
tell the gender. It's either the male or the female. I think it's the male is missing 4 pairs of feet near the front.
Now, Don,
Is
did you ever?
Is there penis in the front of their
Yeah,
bodies?
did you ever observe them copulating? Like how
No,
do they
they
fuck?
always did it. They did that underground at night. So
Don't we
So-
all?
Do they have like a penis in the front of their bodies? Is that why they're missing those legs?
it's an ovipositor kind of thing. But yeah, one of the I believe the
So
male
they-
is missing some 2 pairs of legs.
So they
that's
rub.
how you
Do
can
they
tell
rub
them.
butts, or like how do they?
I don't remember. I didn't get to see it. I'd have to go look it up. Google is your friend, guys. But what was cool is so I raised them, and I was able to sell 30 of them to a local pet store for people to buy as pets. So
How
I
much
made
does
some money.
one of those run go for?
They sold them for like 15 to 20.
I mean, that's pretty good. If they're breeding 1,000 at a time, and even like a quarter of them live, that's some pretty good money.
What
Yeah,
about
it's
the
just they're very
liability
hard to
for
raise.
breeding a fucking poisonous insect? Like, what if you bred this poisonous insect and like sold it to like Jim Bob, who's
Well,
fucking
these were
let his
natives. These were
who let
native
his
species, so I didn't have any risk to it.
So, Dawn, are you like the Amish puppy farm version of centipede breeders?
Millipede. Centipedes are very different.
millipede breeders. Like, you don't really care about the babies because
I
you
took
said there
very
was
good.
thousands of
I
them that
worked
died,
so
but
hard to
but
try
you're
and keep them alive for so long. So
I think
I worked
we need
really
to call
hard.
PETA, man, because like that success rate is super low.
I was a sophomore in college, or just got done with college, just trying to raise my millipedes.
So
and
Don, I
just do
got a
be good
question.
millipede
So
mom.
so you had these poisonous insects, right? Like
They're only poisonous if you scare them and make them.
Oh, whatever. So you had
secretions.
thousands and thousands, and you're like a sophomore in college, right? So what happens when you had a like a guy over? What would they? What
I
would
didn't
they
have
say?
guys over, so it made it easy.
Greg, now
Didn't
it's a
have anybody
sad
over.
conversation, man. This was fun.
Yeah, college was boring for me.
Sorry.
So,
Speaking of babies,
but
though,
they
Little
are
Maniac.
great. Oh, I was.
Oh, sorry,
I was
Don.
just gonna
Continue
say-
your animal fact.
I was just gonna say, they are a great conversation piece, especially the 12 inches because they're big and black and round.
Yeah.
Wow, Don, you could not.
Tank and light it on fire.
You could not have said that any better, Don. Good job.
But they are. That's the funny part.
Someone clip that,
expensive, too.
please. Oh god, that was great.
How long did these centipedes get?
12 inches.
So you got foot-long, big black brown centipedes that you got to play with all the time.
Millipedes.
Sorry, millipedes.
What's the
Yeah.
difference?
You killed
between
Greg
millipede
for a
and
second there.
It's the pairs of legs per body segment, right?
Yeah, they have 4 pairs per body segment.
And centipedes, they actually hunt, right? Versus
Centipedes
millipedes.
are venomous.
Yeah, they eat
They
spiders.
bite. They can kill you. So some centipedes are strong enough to kill you, and they don't have to be the big ones.
So
either.
like this guy said in chat, you had a lot of BBCs over there, big black centipedes.
No, I only had 2
doesn't
of
work.
those. Only 2 of those because the ivories are the ones that I had a lot of. So those are black and white. So, but they're so pretty. I should get some more.
Is that why you didn't need Boydos over because you had all the BBCs you needed?
Oh, that's no.
So we're gonna transition quick.
All right, we're gonna move
for an
on.
animal
but
fact of
see, I can
Little
make animal
Maniac.
facts fun.
Yeah, they were. Little Maniac, didn't you have an experience with a new animal this week?
Oh yeah. So I got out of my car the other day. There's this little cat that somebody shaved. Real skinny, underweight. So I ended up. I put it in Discord. I don't know how to send it here. If you can find it.
I'll send it to Vinny.
But I can put another one in there. But yeah, I ended up bringing her in. Her name is Allie the Alley Cat. She is now Trouble the Cat's skinny girlfriend. I got him a skinny girlfriend. So yeah, they're starting to get along now. She's sitting on a chair next to me, and Trouble is blocking my monitor view because he wants to play the string game on YouTube.
Is he still punching your monitor?
Yeah, he's super into it. So they're starting to get along. So she was free of any diseases. I got her vaccines, got a microchip in her. So whoever cat she was that wasn't feeding her and taking care of her, she now has a good home.
The person out there that cat belonged to, you're a shitbird. Congratulations.
Oh, your picture's too big. I can't send it.
Okay.
Don, you can take a snip of it with the snipping tool of the picture, and then it's small enough to be sent.
I don't have that much effort to do. So,
send it to. Where is it in?
I'll send it to you. I'll send you one.
Maniac.
This is one from today. This is a new one.
Send it to Mifune directly. So he
I
can
got it.
put it up.
I got it. Hold on.
But you can't put it on stream, so it doesn't matter giving it to you.
So I don't know if everybody knows, but rabbits scream.
Yes, they squeal.
I learned that
when you kill them.
I learned that.
Sounds like a baby. You sound like a fucking baby screaming if you.
I learned that when my cat caught a baby and tried to kill it.
My old.
There you go, Mufune. You have the first cat picture.
I have 2 pit bulls. One of them is a boy, and he has never been outside. Both my pit bulls are rescues. And
so they just shit in the house?
No, he goes outside when he shits, but
you just said he's never been outside.
he's never been like out in the wild. He's always been taken care of. He's very domesticated. And my little baby girl, she is the older of the two, and she was basically feral for a while. She was found in the woods with a litter of puppies, and her prey instinct is just through the roof. Normally, when we go outside, she goes out without a leash. I live on an acre, out on a lake. It's pretty awesome. And yes, what I would say is 2 mornings ago, um, we were going out, and then she found a rabbit and just started chasing it. And she lost track of that when didn't really worry. And then we were all walking back, and all of a sudden a rabbit popped up about out of a burrow about 4 feet away from all of us, and the most god-curdling scream, and then crunch, crunch, crunch. Literally the bones breaking as this little
Yeah, that's an uplifting story.
So Eve
Thanks
is a
for
very Eve is a very protective puppy, it seems, and I feel like that's just because she's a German Shepherd mixed with an Australian cattle dog. But the thing is that Eve, she, when it comes to humans or another dog or something, Eve will literally just plop down, show her your belly, and ask for belly rubs and pets and everything. But when it's not a human or another dog, she will go ballistic. Like, she'll go into our backyard and she'll hunt snakes. She'll kill frogs. She'll try to kill birds. Like, and anytime she does kill something, she brings it to the back door of the backyard and just plops it in front of the door. She doesn't take it inside. She just plops it at the front of the door. So I walk out to my backyard and there's like 35 dead snakes scattered throughout the pavement.
Oh God.
And it's like, why are
At least you don't have the backyard cat orgy bush.
The fuck?
So I have I am the only one in the neighborhood in the backyard of my house, right along the fence line to the neighbors. I have this big hedge bush. And for a long time, I had like all the neighborhood raccoons having all their orgies in there. And then a new person moved in and they brought 3 cats. And apparently this made the neighborhood cats realize they now had the numbers to overpower the raccoons. So one night I hear this all unholy fucking hell caterwauling. The cats had attacked in force and killed the fucking raccoons because I had to go pick them up the next day. And ever since then, they go in there almost every fucking night and just have orgies, it sounds like.
Nice.
So now I have the fucking neighborhood cat orgy bush.
I
How does a cat
had a
kill a
pet
raccoon?
raccoon when I was a kid.
I mean, really, how does that happen? Because raccoons are big.
I don't know. Ryak, you had a pet raccoon?
Well,
Yeah,
there was
his name was Captain Explosions because he shit all over the place.
It's a great name.
so there was like 6 dead raccoons, and there was probably about fucking 16 to 18 cats in there. So apparently they had the numbers to overpower the raccoons.
What is the official
Yeah.
animal of Sundering?
Sloths.
Oh wow. Yeah.
No, it's
We
the
don't-
otter because Avon really likes the otter.
I
like
do
otters.
like my otters.
Otters are fantastic.
I think we should have a Corp PvP tournament, and the winner gets to name the corporation.
the corp animal.
Otters
Corp
are
animal.
rape murder.
No,
let's
Ryak.
not go
Ryak,
there,
we can't talk
Ryak.
about that.
It's also not true anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, so Eve, real quick. If something's happening, clearly nothing's happening, right? Buffoon?
Nothing. It's
That's what it
all
sounds like.
blue. It's
Happy,
just-
do something. Make me end my show so I have
Please.
to go do this.
There's only 267 in system, and they're all blue. Please, Pappy, give me content tonight.
Oh, that's awesome. Blue intel.
They
okay.
already know. There's Muskie in system. He's at the top. They
Oh,
know.
someone asked, did the cats have 3-to-1 odds on the
and plus 1 on the cats.
And plus 1 on the cats. That is true. Apparently, though, defender advantage was taken away, I guess, in the bush. So that's why they really won.
So you're saying
The bush is the
Zap.
keep star in this situation. The
The bush is the keep star. Yeah, the raccoons can no longer sino jam it because of the big mean neighbor that wouldn't protect them, I guess.
They lost Sov.
Yeah, they lost their Sov, and now I don't know where the raccoons have regrouped. Maybe they were evac to the neighborhood somewhere.
Is there a low-sec system near your house?
The raccoons moved into a yard with automatic sprinklers so that they could PDS the cats.
Maybe considering considering the neighborhood is at the top of a hill, if they went to the bottom of the hill, that would be like the low sec, right? It's the lower point. So maybe they're down at the bottom of the hill.
Is there a dumpster at the bottom of the hill?
There actually is a dumpster because someone is building a house down there. So there is one of those big old rented dumpsters down there.
Yeah.
You guys ever see the video of that old guy that gets like buckets of hot dogs? And
Yes,
feeds them
I've
to
seen
the
it. He just
raccoons.
throws like 50 raccoons outside of his house. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm assuming So Train brings up a good point. I'm assuming that they aggressed and lost their tether in the bush.
So at Wendy's, we've had 2 pets that we have at Wendy's. We had Toothless, who was a black stray cat, that turned out to not really be stray. She was just an outdoor cat from one of the guys that lived in the neighborhood behind the Wendy's. But either way, we fed Toothless every night, and it got to the point where customers started taking notice of her. And customers, what they would do is they would bring us cans of cat food in exchange for free Frosties. And so instead of us going to the supermarket next door and buying cat food, we would have these customers just come every night that would, bring 1 or 2 cans of cat food, and we would give them a free small Frosty for it. So that way Toothless got fed and people got some Frosties for it.
Might I add here?
I thought you were going to say you had two animals and it was going to be a toothless rat. Is what I thought the first one was going to be.
But we have Jimmy.
It lived under the French fry hamper.
So Mifune, I sent you a picture in Discord of the aforementioned orgy bush. It's the big bush there.
All right, there you go. It's in chat. But and then we had Jimmy the squirrel. And Jimmy the squirrel was a very, very nice squirrel. He loved chicken nuggets. And what we did was we actually got to teach him. We actually taught the squirrel where to go for his food, for his dinner. There was a lamppost across from the drive-thru, and the thing is that Jimmy was very ballsy. Jimmy would try and run up to the drive-thru underneath the cars, everything, just to sit there and wait for his nuggets. And so we, to keep him safe, we taught him, and we kept going out every day and putting 1 chicken nugget right under the lamppost on the other side of the drive-thru. And soon enough, Jimmy learned to sit right under that lamppost and wait patiently for his dinner.
So
okay.
Has anybody actually seen the YouTube video of the guy that did Fort Nuts?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Mark guy, the guy that did the explosion.
Roper.
Yeah,
Mark Roper.
All I gotta say is,
he did a new one.
And there's 2 of them. But the new one is pretty fantastic. And I was sitting there watching it with my girlfriend. I swear, a squirrel was fucking watching it, because now all of a sudden I have a squirrel that is eating up my bird feeder, literally eating up the bird feeder, like ate all of the doors off of it, and the plastic is just gone. Like, and so the big bird feeder no longer has bird seed in it, and he's trying to get on the small bird feeder, but it's out there and he can't get on it. And then all of a sudden now he's moved to my 55-liter tub that I store the bird seed in outside, and he has completely decimated the lid.
Nice. Yeah, I can send you a link to something that will take care of that for you.
No.
And with a recipe as well afterwards.
I thought it was just a Rigger 1022. You'd link them.
So,
my grandma ate squirrel during the Great Depression.
They're delicious.
Squirrel. She said it was. She said she had no idea it was squirrel until her mother told her.
My
They just
aunt,
say
like my mom's sister, she married this hillbilly guy way back in the day,
Did they get off the
and
mountain ever?
I don't know. He murdered some people, I think, and ended up in prison for the rest of his life. But apparently, my grandma came over one day. They were having dinner, and they had they cooked a pot roast, and it was most delicious beef pot roast my grandma ever had. And she asked my aunt, she's like, why aren't you eating any of this? She's like, oh no, I don't eat that. She's like, what do you mean? She's like, no, I don't eat that. And she's like, what do you mean? She's like, that's not beef. Apparently it was apparently raccoon when you cook it in a pot roast tastes quite a bit like beef. That's
Nice.
really good.
What?
Raccoon actually has like thyroids throughout the meat that you actually
I
have
feel
to
like
carve
we've
out.
gotten really off track
Yeah,
here.
we are. Okay,
Yeah.
anyways.
But we were talking about
bef-
animals and raccoons and
yeah, it's fine. I
toothless
like it.
squirrels and rats under the fry basket at Wendy's.
Now
You should tell the story about the pigeons in the control tower.
No. So
No.
we're coming near the end of the show-ish, so I do want to give us some time to what do you guys think is Pappy's surprise tomorrow, and what do you think their next move is? Or even our move, because none of us know it all in this channel. None of us are
All right,
important
so
enough.
I'm just gonna go. I am just gonna go full ham, biggest conspiracy theorist out of the box move here.
Okay, you got 3
All right.
minutes because you
All
can't.
right, Pappy.
dominate.
All right, Pappy's gonna go, and they're gonna introduce the Stormbreaker Doctrine. Then they're gonna announce that they are gonna use capitals in the evasion of 1DQ, and that they're no longer gonna go for 3D, and that they're gonna attempt and headshot 1DQ. That's gonna be their big brain move. Our big brain move is to keep doing exactly what we're doing until PanFam gets bored, and PanFam will get bored because they already are, and they go home to deal with Fraternity in the North. Once that's over and it's just us and Legacy, we'll fucking crush them. We'll take Delve back, and we'll be, we'll be celebrating with the champagne by E Vegas.
Speaking of E Vegas, everything's settled with that. You're going, aren't you, Mifune? And you're gonna do some drinking and partying and stuff.
I'm going.
Are you 21 now?
What?
He is.
Oh wow. And be careful around Dawn. I heard she likes to grab people's butts.
Mm.
And be careful of roofies.
Oh yeah.
So Don,
Well-
what are your plans for E Vegas? What are you gonna do there? Are you gonna
I'm gonna get drunk as shit the whole time, and then hopefully go to Fogo de Chao's with my favorite peoples, Eric and all of them, which is a Brazilian steakhouse. And then I will be wherever the group is at. So if you are in Vegas and want to hang out with somebody, I will be available. I will probably be drinking a margarita or some bourbon.
Is anybody
What's the
going to be
news for you,
streaming
Vegas?
this?
Typically
Mifune,
not, but if
you
someone
could
wants
stream
to
it,
live
can't
stream
you?
it,
there might be a few instances. I have to talk to Life Shifter about it, and he's been busy with real life stuff. But I will talk to him, and maybe like you see the different streamers do stuff at E3 and whatnot. Maybe we'll have a night or two where we do stuff with E Vegas. I'll have to see.
I think
yeah.
that's a good idea because the helmet that you wear your camera on will help protect you, Mifune.
That is true.
Young
impressionable.
You should definitely wear a helmet.
You know what I'm thinking of? I'm just thinking of, have you ever seen the SNL skit where it's the handless selfie stick?
Yeah.
By the way,
the one, for those who've ever seen SNL.
By the way, there is another thing that we are going to try to do, knock on wood, is we're going to try to go to Crazy Horse as a group, some of us. So if you have never been to a strip club or want to see a strip club, you don't have to go alone, and let someone else be the awkward person instead. So we're going to do that.
Are you going on an amateur night, Don?
No.
Wait, hold on. Mifune, have you ever been to a strip club?
I have not.
Ooh. Don, you could
I also believe
Crazy Horse.
Also, the other thing is that money permitting, I'm going to say this because it all depends on how much money I actually have when we go in October. Money permitting, I might be getting the Fat Bee tattoo while we're at Vegas.
No.
Oh, your tramp
stamp.
No.
No.
We're not getting the tramp stamp. It is going to be on the back right shoulder.
That's even like.
As someone that has a couple of tattoos he's come to regret, I highly recommend you don't do that.
The
Mifune,
back
I
right
got a
shoulder.
question. I got a question for you, buddy. Let's say you get the Fat B tattoo, and then literally the next day you get blacklisted from Goon Swarm. What then, sir?
I mean, I keep the tattoo as a reminder, you know, like tattoos.
To always hate goons or something?
No, I'm not. No, let's not. I'm not turning into lol mecha. Are you kidding me? No. But the thing is that no matter what happens, you know, if goons suddenly disappear, I leave goons someday, and I have that tattoo, I'm not gonna regret it, because tattoos aren't that for me. Tattoos are a way for me to remember the good times, right? Like, I have music
Are you
tattoos.
going to forget them otherwise?
I have music tattoos everywhere around, right? And even though I'm not going to music school anymore, it's still a reminder of something that I loved and a past experience in my life that I loved.
Oh, this is news to me. Did you give up music, Mifune?
Yeah, I got out of music a little while ago because music school got very stressful with the pandemic, and the way that a lot of the music stuff was handled with at-home virtual learning was not great. Like, really not great.
But you'll be able to go back, though, right?
I could go back if I wanted to, and that's real life decisions I gotta make on my own right now. But
Okay. Well, so
what was the
gonna
question?
do
Because that turned into a TED talk.
Yeah.
I know, because Mifune
Back on top.
Okay.
Oh, what's their surprise? First of all, Don, how do you know when their surprise is going to be? I thought it was going to be midweek.
They
I
said
just have a
Friday, I
sixth-
thought, didn't they?
I just have a sixth sense. They said midweek, but midweek can mean anything in Piggle's book apparently. And since it wasn't yesterday, it's probably tomorrow.
Well,
so I just got the official word that Pappy has indeed stood down from their flash form.
Shocker! How many did they get in their flash form? Do we know?
I don't know how many, but
Can
the ping was quite literally deleted off of their Discord where they pigged it out. It's all been striked through.
Really?
Yeah, Fleet was on 0 Muskie, and he was doing Eagles, Stormbringers, and the other stuff that goes with an Eagle Doctrine. They apparently passed because goons ran back into their constellation, so I'm assuming we had somebody out and about.
We're contained. How did we leave our constellation?
Yeah, we're contained. Actually, what's funny is that was a meme topic from Redline, just to like spark everybody's like fights.
No,
and like so many people have latched onto it, and it's hilarious.
I feel like, and this brings a good little war topic to end off on, is like, you know, the whole thing is that goons are trapped, we don't have to talk to them. So is the Pappy strategy to just leave goons in the constellation and hope we slowly die out while they live in Delve, in air quotes there?
I mean, they're stuck here too in a way, so whatever.
The funniest thing to me with that town hall thing going back is like a strategy that will change the course of the war, but by their stated narrative, they're winning. So changing the course of war, I mean, their strategy is going to make them lose. That's what confused me.
Oh, that is interesting.
So are they
in logic? Because if it's turning, you are right though. Because if they're winning, so to say, like they've been saying for 2 weeks now, like they're quote unquote winning, but they're gonna use a new strategy that's gonna change the course of the war. Okay, change the course of the war in our favor. I'll take it.
Yeah, like I was telling Dom though, like if it's truly something and it's not just BS, like the most they could do is okay, someone AWOXes, but it's not going to be anyone big enough to matter, and nothing's going to change. And if it changes the course of the war, by their stated thing, they're winning. You're gonna leave and let us win? Like it doesn't make sense. It's probably just nothing.
I have a theory of what it might be.
Ooh,
let's hear it.
Oh, do tell, sir.
I think that their big surprise is the leaders of their alliance is going to take all of the assets and all of their money and run away and leave their line members here in Delve.
I could totally see Billy doing
That'd
that.
be amazing.
That's my guess of what's going to happen.
Do it. No pussy.
Yep. They're going to head to Motsu and buy some Navy Ravens and do missions.
I mean, we're stuck in this stalemate where we're staring at each other, and it's literally just got to be someone just quits first. And I know goons are not ready to quit. We have nowhere else to go. This is our home. We're here.
This war
Just
made
guessing
our
on-
alliance stronger than it's ever been, right? So we have everybody that joined after. Oh, I just stepped on my cat. After the Cultural Revolution, and then we have all of the old school people that answered the Horn of Gondor back, and the blending of culture has made us way stronger, and I think that's something that they don't have, right? They're paying puppies to come down to fight the war for them.
I
Now-
just want to note that, like, so I've played the game on off and on for years. I've never played for more than like 2 months at a time, and I'm about to come up on being here for a year. So like, it's the culture that we have here is great.
And
Now,
that's-
if the war ended tomorrow, Maniac, do you think that solidarity would continue? Do you think we would keep it until we essentially push back and retook our space, or do you think that it would kind of dissolve as the war died? And yes, Greg, I see you just stuffing your mouth with meat sticks.
Sausages. I think, I think it's here for a while. Like Test is next, right? Like that's not a meme to me
So-
and to a lot of people. Like
Fun part's about to begin.
yeah, like we're here to fuck, and
Like,
that's
they've
what we're gonna do, right? Like that's what I'm planning on doing. Like all these people that answered the Horn of Gondor, they're probably expecting the same thing. Like it's we're going to hurt them harder than they've ever been.
So the thing is that in the most ideal situation, right? In the I'm gonna say most optimistic, most ideal situation, if the war ended tomorrow, what you would see is Horde go back to the north, and Horde just trying to do what Horde does best, right? And then Fraternity trying to ruin their plans, and I guarantee you, next war is going to be PanFam versus Fraternity. It really is. Or if not that, at least small deployments here and there, because Fraternity's really starting to get scary with that northern map for those who are looking outside of Delph, right? So you're going to see that happen. And then what you're going to see us doing is you're going to see us retaking Delph, and that would happen within days. I guarantee you, us taking back Delph in an ideal situation would take days. With our strategic planning and with our knowledge of everything that goes on, you would see half of Delve's iHubs re-refed and back in Goonswarm's hands within a day, right?
I don't think the mechanics work that way.
Not in 24 hours, but you know what I mean.
It's not going to be within a day or days. Like it's going to be all these wars are. There's always a grind, right? Like
within a week. But
there's
realistically,
always a grind. But my question for you is, what do you mean by if the war ended tomorrow? Like this war's not ending. Like this war's not ending. Like
I mean,
those other dudes can go home. It's not the war's. I hope it doesn't end tomorrow.
Well, the Pappy deployment would be over, which would be considered the end of the war, and it would start. I don't want to say a new war, but it would start part 2 Electric Boogaloo without Pandemic Horde and without. It would just be us and Legacy. Pappy would be dissolved.
Mittens has said this does not end in diplomacy. This ends in fucking violence. This ends in fucking foot on the throat, fucking cutting the fucking eyeballs out and skull fucking. That's what it ends in.
See, like, and the thing
in game, right?
In game. Yeah, sorry.
Is the fact that Test on their Reddit posting is already on bargaining in regards to like their acceptance of losing the war.
I would point out, as the Reddit Swarm director of Sundering, the fact that Test was started on Reddit and they have conceded essentially the Reddit shit posting war is highly amusing to me.
I've worked on a new Theta Thursday ending theme song. I kind of wanted to do it like before the end of the show. So I'm gonna, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna fucking give it.
Does
to
it
you
have
here.
kalimba?
It does. Hang on. Okay.
Totally down
right.
for it now.
In 5, 4. Theta Thursday, it's time to go. Theta Thursday, we hope you enjoyed the show. We really tried. We really tried. Theta Thursday.
Needs more cowbell.
It needed
Needs more cowbell.
It needed Maniac on his electric saxophone in the
Why didn't
background.
you get
Getting a
Maniac?
little solo.
I need to throw it like through the fucking auto tuner and do some mixing on it, but like I think I
Nicki
got
Minaj.
foundations.
I like it, man. I say it's amazing.
No,
I wrote the
voice is
lyrics
perfectly
myself.
Sultry. You got that. I mean, a
It-
little
You
bit
are
of Barry
a
White.
sundering treasure, Haza.
Well,
Like,
thank you, man.
That
Now the-
song was about as
Greg's
close to
been
the
trying to
song
get
like
me to
"Go to
sing
Sleep."
for years, and it's like,
Well,
I don't-
Because
you're
you
a
can
fucking
actually sing.
professional singer.
I don't do that
You've
anymore,
been on
Greg.
television. I don't care, dude. You got something, you fucking use it. If you got a fucking 24-inch cock, you
Dude,
should be showing
I'm
that shit
freaking-
off all the
I'm a
time.
bass. Does anyone really want to hear me just going ba 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 boo?
God.
No,
Yes.
no, they don't
Bass
want to hear
lines,
that.
bass lines
You
for
could sing-
songs. No, people do not realize how boring a solo bass line is for any choir piece
So,
in the
Just
entire
because you're a
universe.
fucking bass doesn't mean that you're limited to singing bass lines. You could sing Old Man
So-
River. Right?
Dude,
That's a good
they're pretty
fucking
cool.
song for a bass. Come on. Like,
Yeah, the
fucking
sea
figure it
shanties
out.
have been
You
fun.
kids these
Man, if
days,
it
you're
was-
gifted with
if it was
talent.
Christmas,
Use your
Greg,
talent.
If it was Christmas, Greg, I would sing the Grinch song. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
And
but, like,
copyright.
Yeah, it's like not.
Right. You're
As a group of people that watched Mifune's last stellar performance as part of a large group, it was fantastic watching Mifune sit in the background just trying to scratch his balls rather than do anything.
All
Wait,
right,
which,
so-
what?
No,
Which
no,
one was that?
no. Final thoughts.
Okay, anyway.
Final thoughts. So, we'll start at the top. Avon, any final thoughts?
I like apple fritters. Pappy is the worst. I don't know.
Okay, Dia, final thought. See if he's paying attention.
I don't even know. It's one of those things where the fun's just getting warmed
Well, we're
up,
just gonna
like-
go. If you want to continue our conversations, join us in Theta. That's where they'll be. All right, Maniac, final thoughts.
I love all of you and everybody here, and I want to thank you for everything you're doing. Keep it up. Keep on keeping doing what we're doing, and we'll get through this. The Pappy guys, I love you too. If you're looking for a new corp, we have plenty of Sundering recruiters that would be happy to talk to you. We would love to assist you moving your assets around Delve. You can trust everybody that there is in our corporation. We are very trustworthy, and we would love to talk to you about recruitment opportunities. That's it.
Okay, and Ryak, final thoughts.
I got nothing.
Send feedbacks to Ryak.
Yeah, feed pics to Ryak. The Bank of Sundering is open. Please send all all deposits to Ryak at Daria.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll be happy to hold all of your ISK for you as you transition into moving into Goon Swarm. Like Maniac said, we'll be moving your assets. I'll hold all your ISK for you, and it'll be perfectly fine.
Greg, any final thoughts for the evening?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Okay.
Like starting off, this was a pretty good Sundering episode. I was welcomed into Sundering after Paxton went fuck goons and tried to follow Pittsburgh up on his fucking crazy adventures wherever he went. So I was like scrambling. I need to find a corp, right? And I had been talking to Stamen Primer, and we were like, "Fuck yeah, this is a pretty good fit." And I remember I went into Theta Comms and went down, and I made Dawn like drag me down into the channel below Theta, and we talked, and I was like, "Look, I'm a goon, man. I've been a goon for my entire life, and I need a corporation, and I don't want to fucking get all the bullshit where you have to fucking bullshit around." And open arms with Sundering, and I felt like it was family, like from day one. So I want to thank everybody for that in Sundering. I couldn't play this game without Goon Swarm. I wouldn't play this game without Goon Swarm. And Sundering is the best corporation in Goon Swarm, in my humble opinion. I also wanted to mention the things that we learned tonight. We learned that the hands of the money is in the players. Also, I wanted to plug a couple of Theta Thursday events that are coming up. The soonest is our Canada Day special. This is July 1st. And this is something that is actively being worked on. There's a forum post in Held Up, and it's basically if you're Canadian and you like to talk about Canada, you can post in that thread, and I'll get in touch with you about coming on the show. That's Thursday, July 1st. Also, we are still working on the first annual Theta Thursday Variety Talent Extravaganza show.
I'll be the judge.
Yeah, Ryak is the judge, and he can be bribed with feet pics. So you're going to be expected to have about 3 minutes, no longer, of singing, dancing, and play an instrument, recite poetry, limericks. It's got to be within the Twitch terms of service. So
you dance barefoot, you'll probably
yeah. So you have to submit your act, and we'll vet it for eligibility. And that's me finished for the week. I guess we move on to
Mifune.
All right. Well,
Mifune, any final thoughts?
Fuck Test. Test is next. What else? I'll see everyone at Vegas. If you want to hang out, let me know. Got to make time slots for people because there's too many to count at this point. There's what else? Oh yeah, I'm starving. Probably gonna go get some food after this. I don't know. I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do after the show. I'm tired today.
Cares anyway.
Food, eh? Anyway, yeah, that's about it.
All right. So my final thought is hold your loved ones close. Take care of each other. I love all my Goonie broskies. I will see those that are going to be in Vegas. If you want to go party with all of us, please let us know. Everybody does something different. I will try to have another fun animal fact of the week. So if there is something that you think is interesting that you want to hear me talk about, post it in Theta Thursday on the Discord of Imperium News Network. I want to thank INN for letting us do our show. Especially even when we push all the buttons towards the terms of service at least once a night. And then I do want to remind everybody, please vote for your CSM. Please vote for all of the Imperium members. Even if you're not in Imperium, please at least put one of them on your ballot. That would be fantastic. Because
vote the ballot.
Look,
vote the ballot in order of the fucking ballot.
No, I'll tell you this much. If you don't know who to vote for CSM, vote for Brisk. And I'm not saying that because we're in the same coalition. Vote for Brisk because he's one of the only people I know that are actually good at his damn space job.
There was one last thing that I kind of wanted to end the show on. I don't know if you guys had known, but like I'm TikTok famous. So I wanted to end the show on the official Goon Swarm We're Here to Fuck TikTok dance. And I'm going to debut it now for you all.
Oh, God.
Oh, my.
Oh, God.
What is going to happen?
Oh, geez.
This is going to get you censored.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you ever watch Fortuzo's Twitch stream, this is nothing.
Right, well, good night, everybody.
That's the end of that, folks. Goodbye. Say bye, Greg. Thank you. Have a good night, guys.